for anything, please remember. How Rama had inspired that monkeys of that in the Treta Yuga. What was the communication he had? What was the lessons he had learned from the communication? From whom he had learned? Had he learned from Vasishtha? Had learned from Vishwamitra? Even in 2014, with so much of technology, so much of excellence we have, today we are not able to communicate with our neighbors Chinese. Our Prime Minister shiver a lot when they want to go and talk to the Chinese. You must be knowing it. Earlier one Prime Minister had cancelled his trip to go to China. We can't. We have to carry translators. How Rama had inspired the monkeys. How he had conversated with them. How he had led them. And time was only 1 month of time to reach that Sita. What leadership theories he had learned? Where are those theories to learn? Today we require that kind of theories to understand ourselves, lead India into the global competition, global world. How to address these chaotic minds, the nefarious minds today we have been confronting in this today's economy. How we had constructed the Varadi in the Indian Ocean within a month of time. What was the technology he had learned? Where he had studied engineering? Did Rama learn all these subjects with simple in a hermitage under Vasishtha and Vishwamitra? How difficult to construct a Varadi in the ocean? Few years back we failed to just erect a Buddha statue in the Hussain Sagar. I thought it was the Indian Ocean. This is our capability, that is our capacity, this is our wisdom, this is our knowledge. We are blowing our pipes about our greatness. If you go to Ramappa temple, which was built about 1,000 years ago, even today if you take a brick of it, it floats forever, unendingly for not 1 day, 2 days, 1 year, 10 years, 100 years, no problem, in the water. Having seen it, having broken it, having understood it, having examined it, even today our scientists and engineers have failed to create a new brick which can float in the water. What is required is the dedication, commitment towards learning. On one hand, we have been developing. Neighbors are thinking, the Chinese are thinking, everything is think big, think big, think big, though they are very short. Pygmies. But their mind is big. Their world is big. Their markets are big. Everybody, whoever starts a small thing, a company, he thinks this is market is the global market, not the Chinese market. In India, we are very big. Though we are very thin all these years, we have developed an obsession for eating. We have developed an obsession for chatting. We have developed an obsession for biting, criticizing, thinking very, very small. Only itching. BP is rising. Prices are escalating. And your minds are disturbing. No peace, no complacency, no commitment, no dedication, no excellence. 600 million population of youth. Youngest country in the world, India is labeled as, because 600 ignited minds are living in India. 600 million people. It should have been number one in the world. Where is that flare? Where is that energy? Where is that motivation level? What's happening to India? Why we are not rising? Why we are not creating? Why we are looking, wasting of our energies and wasting of these things? Why do you want to start a PG center at a small town, small village? You start an industry at a small town. India is such a vast country of 1 billion population. Therefore all the MNCs love India. Therefore all the foreigners love India. Therefore Columbus loved India, wanted to discover India. Not that because we are beautiful, Not that because we are fair, not that we have got anything, but we had an excellent background of cultural excellence, civilization excellence, developmental excellence. If you go to Harappan civilization, even today you can visualize the smokes of that radioactive element which was disastrously destroyed by that perhaps